Still a scandal surrounding Biden? A new New York Times op-ed argues, yes. The columnist writes, quote, Biden is still the president, albeit with the scaled-down schedule for his last 6 months. The people who readily signed up for another 4 years of a 10-4 presidency are still running the government around him. And since things keep happening in the world, for instance, this week, the nation that we've been arming for a defensive war decided to invade Russia. It seems like America could stand to learn a bit more about how the White House has been working recently and what a perceptive observer says, someone like George Clooney, might notice if we were to observe Biden constantly over a few days or just a full 24 hours. Sarah, you talk to people all across the country. What are they saying about this?
I think that the American people are astonished at what's happened. They do feel like you said earlier that they woke up in an alternate universe, like something is happening that we've never seen before. And it is quite frightening, too. And this is the reason why I brought up earlier the media and the failure of the media to actually challenge our government and hold them accountable. I think for President Biden right now, we saw with Nancy Pelosi, she is like a true vampire. Yeah. She really is. I mean, she had talked about Biden early on. I'm with Biden. We're with him. I'm with Biden-Harris. This is a Biden-Harris team. All along, she's behind the scenes, like, basically manipulating, sucking the blood right out of the Biden presidency, ready to charge and launch her attack. And she did. And as soon as she launched that attack and as soon as Biden had to bow out, she came out and said, yeah, you know what? I'm still in charge. I was behind all of that, and I have no problem saying it. So I think the American people are seeing right now that the curtain has been pulled. The great and powerful Oz is probably like Nancy Pelosi and Obama, and we are facing challenges that we've never faced before on a world-class scale, especially with the Ukraine, with Russia, with what's happening in Israel right now and the potential attack from Iran on Israel. So these are very, very dangerous times.
Yeah, but, Gianno, bravo to the New York Times, right, for writing that. I'm kind of surprised that they had that op-ed, but it just is another reason why Kamala Harris has to answer questions.
Yes.
Up until the debate, she is one of the many people who said Biden was at the top of his game, right? And now we find out that there was something else completely going on. So she has to answer the question of, what did you know and when did you know it? Because her credibility is on the line.
Yeah, and Biden had recently talked about in an interview about the transfer of power and how he believes that if Trump loses, that it may not be safe. Let's run that clip.
Yeah.
Are you confident that there will be a peaceful transfer of power in January 2025?
If Trump wins, no, I'm not confident at all. I mean, if Trump loses, I'm not confident at all. He means what he says. We don't take him seriously. He means it.
Yeah. Joe, I mean, we got a sour Biden here. Clearly, he looks defeated by his own party, and now he's saying this.
He should not be in office in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. He should have resigned the minute he said he couldn't run for president again, because you see his schedule. He has been in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware since Thursday. He's not coming back till tomorrow, another 5-day weekend at Biden's. Give me a break. And the one campaign stop he's doing is in PG County, that's Prince George's County. It's where I went to college, College Park, Maryland. It's maybe, without traffic, 15 minutes away. We are in the precipice of World War III. The economy is in the precipice of collapsing, and this guy won't work. We deserve better as a country, and I am tired of being told that he's a hero somehow for stepping aside when he was bullied out. He's a coward, and he should resign, period.
Wow, that passion there. Whew.
It's honest, man. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.